The committee will now move on to Bill 21-0075, Study and Report, Sewage Backup Expedited Reimbursement and Direct Assistance Program, for the purpose of requiring that the Baltimore City Department of Public Works submit a report to the mayor and city council studying the feasibility of implementing an expedited reimbursement and direct assistance program for any sewage backup, not limited to wet weather, capacity-related causes, and requiring a certain agency assistant and providing for a special effective date. For this hearing, we're going to start with brief remarks from the sponsor of the bill, and then we're going to hear reports from the agencies and give committee members the opportunity to ask questions. After that, we're going to move on to public testimony. At this time, we will hear from the bill's sponsor. Chair recognizes Councilman Burnett.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and committee members, agency representatives. Am I coming through okay? Okay, good. All right, we were having some problems this morning. So I'll keep my remarks short. You all are very much aware of the Sewage on Site program, the Building Backup Expedited Reimbursement Program, both of which are being administered by the Department of Public Works, and also of which I am incredibly thankful of and for, as these are very important programs to not only address the mandates and the modified consent decree with the EPA and Maryland Department of Environment, but also to help meet the very important needs of our constituents, our community that we represent. As somebody that represents a district that has had a number of residents experiencing wet weather backups or wastewater backups, not wet weather backups, wastewater backups, for an extended period of time, this issue is very important to me and to my constituents. And one of the things that we want to, or I would like the committee to consider with this bill is the exploration of expanding both of those, or the direct cleanup program, particularly both the reimbursement and cleaning services provided by DPW are only for dry weather events or caused by or don't really address the situations that may be caused by non-capacity related events, which means that for people who may experience a sewage backup in their basement during just a normal dry weather day would not qualify for this program. And so the intention of this bill is to implore the DPW to provide a report to the council and this committee to look at this particular issue further and really explore the possibility of what it would take to provide this service, both the reimbursement and the cleanup for all events. As you know, I think we can all agree that the impact is the same, whether it's rain or not on citizens, especially people who may be vulnerable or income limited and can't afford to clean up. And so that's what this does. Happy to take questions. Thank you for giving me time to speak on this, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilman Burnett. We're going to move to agency reports and then committee questions. First up is going to be the Department of Public Works.
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Marcia Collins representing the Department of Public Works, and we also have Janelle Mummy on the call, as well as Mr. Joseph Kabedi and Mr. Mohammed Rahman from the Bureau of Water and Wastewater, should we have any questions. In our bill report, we outlined the reasons why the Expedited Reimbursement Program and the what we call the SOS pilot program are focused on the types of basement backups that are triggered by the very conditions that the consent decree is working to correct, and that is wet weather events, the impact of wet weather events and capacity issues in the public system. So we understand, and in the series of hearings that the lead sponsor has held and that you are holding, of the strong interest in the council to see those programs expanded, we understand that And so if this bill does move forward and be enacted, we are prepared to provide the report that's outlined in the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. We're going to move on to the Department of Health.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Paul Nibber on behalf of the Health Department. We stand by our report, which has no position, and we defer to the Department of Public Works on this particular matter. We do acknowledge that there are certainly significant health issues that could arise from sewage backups, but in terms of reimbursement, I think that's completely within the wheelhouse of DPW, and so we are deferring. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to be moving on to the Department of Finance.
Good morning, Mara James, Legislative Engagement Lead for the Department of Finance. We stand by our report. We do not oppose and really defer to DPW as they manage these programs. Thank you.
Thank you. The City Solicitor's Office.
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Vic Turvela for the City Solicitor, and I'm joined with my colleague Paul DeSantis in case there are any questions to the Law Department. The Law Department is prepared to approve the bill for form and legal sufficiency.
Thank you. We are moving to the Department of Housing and Community Development. Is there anyone on from DHCD?
Madam Chair, this is Nina Themlis with the Mayor's Office of Government Relations. This was referred to DHCD in error, so they submitted a report stating no position, but they do not have a representative on this morning.
Thank you, Nina. We are moving on to the Office of Information and Technology.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Layla Lehman, Chief of Staff for BSIT. We stand by our report, support the bill, and look forward to assisting DPW.
Thank you. And last, the Office of Emergency Management.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. My name is Jennifer Malini, and I'm the Deputy Director of the Office of Emergency Management. OEM stands by our report, and we stand ready to assist DPW as needed to conduct the study and publish the report.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from committee members regarding Councilman Burnett's bill? Seeing no hands raised or no gestures at this time, what we're going to do is move into public testimony for this particular bill. Again, the committee staff is going to call on members of the public who wish to testify. Members of the public, you will have 2 minutes each to provide your testimony. And Matt is going to go through at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Does not look like we have any hands raised at the moment, and also no callers.
And thank you, Matt. I understand that there is an amendment that was submitted. Councilman Burnett, did you want to speak to the amendment?
Well, Madam Chair, respectfully, I think somebody's hand just popped up. I don't know if you want to go back to the hand raise. I'm happy to speak to it, but Jennifer, I know is the Clean Water Action, one of the folks that's been advocating for this. So I think she did want to speak.
And that is okay. We will get back to Jennifer. Matt is cycling back now. And we'll get back to you, Councilman Burnett.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jennifer, go ahead.
So I was just checking to see whether I was on the air. Thank you. Yes, good morning, members of the committee. I am going to be very, very brief because I know that you've heard about this issue before, but I want to urge the committee to pass this bill so that we can get a really full and complete understanding of what it would take to expand these programs. I understand that at present they're limited to the specific conditions that are addressed by the consent decree, but that isn't a requirement. The city does not need to restrict these programs only to what is being defined as backups caused by the consent decree. And with the restrictions that are in place, many people who experience sewer backups into their homes through no fault of their own because of conditions in the public sewer system that they could not have possibly acted to prevent are not able to access this program. And that's a large financial burden and a public health risk that the city could actively work to ameliorate by expanding these programs. So urge the committee to pass this bill so that we can get a full picture of what it would take to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Jenna, before you go, we know who you are, but can you just state your full name and any organization that you represent, just for the record?
Sure, yes, I'm sorry about that. My name's Jennifer Kunze, and I'm the Maryland Program Manager with Clean Water Action.
Thank you so much for your testimony, Jennifer. And Matt, did we see any other hands, or can we just double back and make sure we don't have anyone else who needs to testify on this bill?
Madam Chair, we do not have any other hands. We can give anyone else a moment to use the raise hand function if they would like. Seems like that is it for the public testimony.
Okay, thanks again, Matt. We're going to get back to, that's going to end public testimony. We'll be getting back to Councilman Burnett so he can discuss his amendment.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Madam Chair, for that. So it's a pretty simple amendment. It is just striking capacity related. I was trying to pull it up. My apologies. I thought it was coming up on my computer. It is not. But yeah, it removes capacity related from trying to find the I want to say section B of the reporting bill. And that was a typo in the drafting. When we initially submitted this, we wanted to make sure that we kept the scope of that particular section as broad as possible. And we're supposed to strike that out upon submission. And so we caught it after it was already in and asked that the committee consider accepting an amendment, which is doesn't really change the substance of the bill dramatically. Happy to take questions on that.
Okay, thank you. For our city solicitor's office, I'll just say this, Councilman Burnett, was it shared with the city solicitor's office? Okay, great. For the city solicitor's office, are we good with this amendment? Or do you guys approve this amendment?
Madam Chair, we did take a look at it, and we thought it was not problematic.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to move on at this time. And I just want to know, is there a motion for Councilman Burnett's amendment?
Madam Chair, I move to accept Councilman Burnett's amendment.
Second, Conway.
Okay, so I have the motion by Councilman Torrance. I have the second by Conway. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And all those opposed, say nay. The motion has passed. Is there a motion to recommend the bill favorably as amended?
So moved, Torrance.
Second, Conway.
Okay, we have the motion moved by Councilman Torrance. The second is from Councilman Conway. At this time, we're going to go ahead and take a vote on this bill. For McCray, it's a yes. Bullock?
Yes.
Okay, Conway?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsey is absent. Councilwoman Porter is absent. Councilman Torrance?
Aye.
And Councilman Schleifer is absent. This motion has passed 4 to 0. The committee will report the bill at the next city council meeting. We are going to go into recess for about 4 to 5 minutes before we move into the next hearing. Thank you.